Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts. It's Scooby-Doo Tuesday, guys. You know what that means. Of course it means we're here continuing the journey of Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. This is Season 2, Episode 8, Night on Haunted Mountain. I like that title quite a bit. Night on Haunted Mountain. So last week's episode was pretty significant, not because of the main story, the main plot of the episode, which was that, graveyard ghoul or something. It was fine or whatever. It's pretty obvious. Velma figured it out right away, but they were all, not listening to her because Shaggy, Scooby, and Fred were all enamored and just, basically in love with this mom and her 3 daughters who were just giving them meatballs and everything, and Daphne was addicted to chocolate. It was a weird thing as the main plot. The important thing of it in last week's episode was actually Professor Pericles and Mr. E teaming up. And then solidifying that by listening to Cassidy, Angel Dynamite, on the radio, making some hints at Professor Pericles and things going on in Crystal Cove, and they basically say, we need to take her out. We need to get rid of her. What in the hell is going on in the show? Because Mr. E was against Professor Pericles, and all of a sudden now they're working together? Was this always a plan, or was this always a thing? It was going to be inevitable. They were going to be working together again, because we saw, I think it was last week's episode as well. Yeah, it was, because we saw the flashback of when they first met, right, when they were younger, when Mr. E was a little kid. Professor Pericles before, the scar and everything, making him look all evil and shit. But now they're working together. It's like, what the hell? And Professor Pericles tried to get the original team back together, and it's clear Fred's parents, who are not there for Fred, it's pretty obvious they're there for the treasure and their own means, essentially. They don't want nothing to do with this. So, I don't know, man. I guess they might they try to take them out too. Who knows, right? So, let's get into this episode, guys. I'm curious to see what happens in this episode. You guys were hyping it up, saying, get ready, this episode is going to be fucking crazy, so I can't wait to get into it. So, here we go, guys. Night on Haunted Mountain. Let's go.
Mountain climbing rules, brah. I'm getting an unbelievable calf workout. Give me the team's lucky soccer ball. It's my turn to bond with it. I thought you bonded in the car. Sure sounded like it. So's your mom and your mom's mom and her mom.
Holy shit. That's scary. Uh-oh.
Stay away. As far as the wicked eye can see.
We heard what happened and rushed right over.
Why?
Because what happened
Why?
to you is a mystery.
I hate you.
Guys, don't worry.
Don't worry.
Here, I'll get the ball back. Come on, come here.
Ethan and Gary.
How
should
far
find this
out
monster
is
and give
this
her a medal.
compared to Crystal Cove?
Gary aren't that bad.
Bunch of propane.
Well, howdy there, folks. Welcome to
I figured they were gonna do that.
Wales.
Hey!
Ugly Jimmy.
Oh no,
He
oh
don't
no.
quite fit round here. Don't mind at all. As long as this tall drink of water's doing the asking.
We're here because a couple of fellow students recently fell off your mountain, Mount Diablo.
What you want to go messing around on that mountain for?
Hmm?
Okay.
Gee, Granny Snaggletooth.
Flaming tire roasted lizard on a stick?
No, thank you.
Sure.
Suit yourself. I'm gonna get me some more meat.
But that doesn't...
Dark Lilith protects Mount Diablo from all trespassers.
Alright, is Dark Lilith upset that they had a fire? Jesus Christ, destroying everything.
Forever in pain shall ye be, as I feast upon your lives for all eternity.
Oh shit. They're taking out the fire. So, Dark Lilith speaks in poem? Kinda.
You brought the rat. Oh, you could still swing by the trailer a little later on, Shaggy the man.
No.
Yeah, I can open dog food.
They can't help it. Their fear is very reasonable.
Wait, how'd he get in there?
I want to help you kids solve the mystery of the Dark Lilith and get your lucky soccer ball back.
Well, that's
I'll
nice.
guide you up Mount Diablo. There's already enough fear in town thanks to my hideously ugly and tragically deformed face.
What is that?
Interesting.
Ooh.
I have a lantern.
Oh shit. Who is that?
All right, you got.
Yeah.
I
Who is
guess
that?
Boron, yeah, because I'm a.
What?
Yeah, I remember. I'm a boron miner. Yeah, you can't take him. He's the only man who ever loved me. He feels my pain.
What is going on?
Don't worry. Why did you attack Scorpion Wells?
And wears a crazy flying demon woman costume.
Oh, they think it's her.
That's not me.
Warnings went unheeded. Now your lives shall be deleted.
My God. Destruction. Dark Lilith, she loves destroying shit. And the ball's gone. Yep. Honey! Uh-oh. That realistically should have killed him.
Could you lead us to where Dark Lilith lives? We have to find her and stop her.
Wow. Now
Whoa.
that is a mystery.
An old Spanish galleon.
Like, what's he doing on top of a mountain?
Boron. How in the world did, after months of filling our hold
With all manner of treasure.
Whoa.
We were about to set sail when word was delivered of an even greater prize. We're overtaken with a desire
That's
to
cool.
find this great treasure.
Just out in the open like that? Okay.
What we didn't realize was that the entity that dwelt inside. Finally, in an act of
Wow.
desperation to stop what we had become, Crystal Cove.
Zoinks! Like that.
Oh,
means-
shit.
Conquistadors that founded our town.
I used the alchemical disc, the Planispherico, to map our location. And we buried the evil treasure deep. The ship.
Bringing the
undoubtedly
ship on
protected
land?
By a large number of lethal.
You know what this means? The fifth piece of the planispheric disc is right here on this ship.
Let's find it and get out of here before that crazy chick shows
Oh,
up
she's
again.
probably there.
Ooh.
Yep. Wait,
Just as I
that's a
thought,
modern
this
trap.
place is booby trapped out the wazoo.
My God. There's the piece.
Many
Oh,
thanks
shit.
for all of your time.
Careful, careful, careful. Oh, shit.
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh, shit. Really?
Hold on, gang.
I mean, oh, I guess she's that strong.
Like Scooby-Doo, grab the wheel.
That ain't good. Is that gonna do anything? I don't think so. I guess that works. I can't believe this is working. They're like, what the hell? Holy shit. Oh, that propane. Oh my God. My God. Holy shit.
There's that smell again.
Smell?
Of course. Hot dog water.
Velma.
Dude.
Why would you?
That's crazy.
Of course. Mr. E.
I repurposed my old Manticore outfit and super helium technology to create the Dark Lilith disguise. Fred could spring the traps, and I could get the piece. But you're a hard girl to fool, V.
Yeah. Oh,
Here.
handing it over.
Friendship should always come first, and you'll have to catch me first.
You'll have to
See you
catch me.
around, Velma Dinkley.
I thought Dark Lilith was going to end up with the fifth piece for sure.
Well,
Where'd the evil lady go?
gone.
Thanks to the Faw, they're calling me Handsome Jimmy now.
Oh my
What do
gosh.
you think, Daphne?
That means there's
Just one, more
One
piece
that's
to
out
go.
there. What? What? Oh. Okay. So many things happened in this episode. This was crazy how much information we just got about what happened, the discovery of Crystal Cove, and the burial of the sarcophagus or whatever. I think that's how you pronounce that word. But we got a lot of information. And on top of that, Dark Lilith, the demon woman flying around or whatever, was hot dog water and gave up the piece to Velma. And she's like, I'm out of here. I'm gone. You know, Mr. E can try to find me all he wants. He's got to catch me first. All that. A lot of stuff happened. So, first things first, real quick. Ugly Jimmy is now Ugly Jimmy. He wasn't before. Daphne was spitting by him. Then he fell down the mountain. Realistically, he should have died. I think the soccer players should have died as well, depending like how far they fell off the mountain. But regardless, whatever. It's an animated show. They're not going to do that. They're not going to have these characters die or whatever, because that would be just too much for Scooby-Doo. So, with all that out of the way, real fast, so his voice, by the way, was like, I'll help you find them. Like, what? Just such a deep voice in the guy. He's like, I'm hideous. It's like, no, you're not. But now he's Ugly Jimmy. No, he's Handsome Jimmy now, or whatever. Or what was it, Jimmy, or what? Like, I'm actually looking here. Is it, Ugly Jimmy? Yeah, I have the voice cast pulled up just to make sure I have things correct here. Because Linda Cardellini, of course, back as Hot Dog Water. So they find the ship. I'm gonna kind of go out of order here, but I want to talk about some of the important stuff that really occurred. That's like a part of the overarching narrative. They find the ship that the Spanish, like pirates or, you know, people, like, whatever they're called, the Spanish, I forget what the word is. I apologize. I really do apologize. But they're the ones who found Crystal Cove. Like, they're the actual individuals who found Crystal Cove. The ship was on a mountain. How far outside of Crystal Cove was this ship pulled onto this mountain? I have no idea. But the ship was pulled up there to be hidden away. They separated the 6 disc pieces. They separated them and went their own separate ways. One of them was in the ship, and that's why Hot Dog Water, as Dark Lilith, was waiting for Fred and the gang to show up, because she couldn't get to it, because there's modern traps. It seems like they're modern traps on this old ship from hundreds of years ago. So I'm not really sure how that works, but whatever. So they find the ship. They look at the manifest. They like read through what's been written down. And then it flashes back to when we see them getting all this treasure. They get notified of a bigger treasure, and they find this crystal sarcophagus. I think it's pronounced it, but that like tomb that's just on the top of like this pyramid type walk up or whatever, right? Out in the open. But it was calling to them. Like, they had to go get it. They finally found it. And then they realize it feels like we discovered it, but it feels like it was wanting us to, it was wanting itself to find us as well. And so it made them go crazy. It made them start to do horrible things they didn't want to do. They were burning cities, burning towns, whatever. And when they finally hit the cove, Crystal Cove as they named it, they buried it deep underground, and that's where the treasure is. That's the treasure that they're looking for. Something with crystals and black pearls or something surrounding it or whatever. Like, there was an explanation of what it is, but it's buried, and that's the treasure the Mystery and Professor Pericles and all these people are trying to find, right? Because that guy, and his name is El Aguirre or something like that, but it's in the voice cast. Apologies for if I'm mispronouncing the name. Apologies for messing all this stuff up. I do apologize, guys. But he had all 6 pieces connected, and that's where he was able to bury it. And so that is causing all of the commotion in terms of, like, we got to get this treasure, because that's the treasure they're all trying to find, is whatever they found, right? And it made them go crazy. So it's probably for the best that no one goes to find it, because it showed in the flashbacks that when they found it and it was on their ship, they went crazy. Like, they went and did things they didn't want to do, but because that they basically changed them. So I thought that was really interesting. So it's probably best they don't find it. So they got another piece of the disc, because Hot Dog Water, as this Dark Lilith, found the piece after, of course, Fred going through all the traps. He was as he said, I was born for this. He was born to sense traps and to find traps. He's like, of course, the traps are going to lead us to it. Because Shaggy's like, well, how are we going to find it on the ship? Like, the traps will lead us. I'm like, of course it will. Because the traps are all implemented to stop you. And those traps would have killed them, by the way. Those were some dead traps. Not like, oh, I'm going to trap and capture you. Like, literally, they're going to kill you. And so they get to the actual box. There's Dark Lilith, of course, takes the piece. But then she realizes after she's pretty much discovered it, because Velma's like, I smell something. I'm like, what do you mean you smell something? It makes more sense now that it's Hot Dog Water, because they've always referenced how she has a certain smell. So she pretty much started to piece it together, Velma did, but wasn't 100% sure. There is one thing I do want to mention in a second, because I just now thought about this. So we have, before, Hot Dog Water gives up the piece. So now they have 3 pieces. 2 pieces Professor Pericles has. 1 is still out there, not to be found. So they're getting closer and closer to getting all the disc pieces together. It's getting good. It's getting good. But the one thing, so they had that woman, right, who was underground, that was using that soccer ball as the head of her husband, right? It's weird. She walked with them because Ugly Jimmy fell down the mountain, and so she helped them the rest of the way and found the ship. She disappeared. We never saw her again. It's kind of odd, right? Just a little bit. What was her name? Let's see if I can actually, it doesn't, yeah, her name's not popping up at all in the Granny Snaggletooth that's popping up, but in the voice cast, it's not popping up at all of the name of the characters. Is there other voice cast pop up? No, nothing. It just literally, it doesn't even show the credit of the voice actor who voiced that character. I guess it wasn't important, but I would think it would be kind of, because that person seemed like they were stuck on that mountain or something, or they were just, she didn't even remember her own name, but she helped them up, and then as soon as helped them like get to like where the ship is or whatever, kind of leading them up there, kind of, she's gone. She's gone. So I don't know what that means. No idea. And then at the end of the episode, when they're all driving away, you see the captain there, and then he turns to a ghostly form and then disappears. I don't know what that's entailing. That could be maybe some sort of actual ghost attached to the treasure that they found. I have no idea. I have no clue. But man, something's going on here. There's something. I don't know. The ship going down and them steering it realistically should not have worked. It's one of those situations, because I've said this quite a bit. Not actually not quite a bit, but I've said it now more than once. So to me, it's quite a bit, because this show, and you guys have already commented this before, but I'm going to repeat it again, but with the understanding of what you guys have been saying. It's like, when I say that there are certain things in the show that breaks the show in terms of it's going too over the top, like the wizards fighting up in the air, and now in this instance and there was another instance as well where I was like, this is breaking the show. You had the ship, I think it was the house on like chicken legs or whatever. It's breaking the show, essentially, kind of. But then you have this where the ship is going down a mountain and they're steering it. This should not, that it doesn't work that way. But it's animated show. It's in the show, and the guys have said like this show is not a traditional Scooby-Doo show. There's a lot more going on here, and it's already proven itself that it's not like all the other Scooby-Doo shows. So in the sense of breaking the show, yes, but no, because it's not. It's trying to be different. So I get that point. But yeah, the steering of the ship was so over the top. It's like it's breaking what you traditionally think of a Scooby-Doo show. But man, no one died. No, that's crazy. No one died. And I thought about this too, actually, now thinking more on it. They did a pretty good job of making you think right away it was that Granny Snaggletooth or whatever her name is, who went off to go get more lizard meat or whatever, and then as soon as she leaves, Dark Lilith shows up and destroys everything. I'm like, I don't think this is her, but they make you think that it is, because as soon as she's out and you don't see where she is, all of a sudden Dark Lilith, the noise, there she comes in destroying shit. So they make you think it's her. So that was pretty smart in terms of like, okay, so we're going to make you think it's actually this individual. And then at that point, I mean, do you believe it's this woman? I mean, it could, who knows, right? Shaggy, of course, was like, she was smitten by Shaggy. Like, she really liked him. So yeah, this was a pretty interesting episode for sure. Like in terms of learning more information about the manifests, what they found, and how they're the ones who found a Crystal Cove, and then the separation of the disc pieces, and the ship being dragged onto land, onto the mountain, which, like I said, I don't know how far Crystal Cove's, like the cove of Crystal Cove, was versus that mountain, because I don't know how far they had to drive outside of Crystal Cove to go to this desert, right, with this mountain that had the ship on it. How far did they drag that thing? I don't know. It's a good question. I guess it doesn't really matter, but I just need to know, how long did it take them to drag the ship from water, from the edge of Crystal Cove, where we see the ship actually parked essentially in the water on the cove of Crystal Cove when they discover it. How far did they drag the ship? I just need to know that question. Maybe there actually is an answer. I don't know. But anyways, really enjoyed the episode. Crazy stuff. I wasn't expecting Hot Dog Water to be the Dark Lilith character, but at the same time, she's working for Mystery, but now apparently she's not anymore. Gives the piece to Velma, and she walks off into the sunset, and Velma doesn't tell them that it was Hot Dog Water. Doesn't tell them, just says, well, I don't know, I guess she just flew off. So I'm wondering if that's going to be a thing to where she tells them later, maybe Hot Dog Water comes back, and then it kind of has to explain what occurred. Maybe Mystery finds her, I don't know. But she's running off into the sunset, for now at least, or walking off so far. But But yeah, I really enjoyed the episode, guys. This was pretty crazy. I can't wait to see what happens next, as the show is getting more and more intense. And the more I learned about the overarching narrative with the disc pieces and everything, the more I'm enjoying it. Because I'm like, damn, I love the fact it's an overarching mystery. I love the fact that we actually have a bigger narrative that's going on top of the other things that they're kind of dealing with on a day-to-day basis in Crystal Cove, and apparently outside of Crystal Cove as well. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm curious to know your thoughts about this episode, guys. Whatever thoughts you have, let me know in the comments below, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out.